Hello and welcome back to another video filmed in the office, yay! If I sound a little bit croaky or the video is a bit disjointed, it is because I have a bit of a cold and so might have sneezed or I've stopped to have a drink. You guys like my water bottle? Got it in Disney World. It says MM on it for Mickey Mouse, but I'm MH, so I thought that worked pretty well. So today we are here to talk about my top 10 favourite rides at Walt Disney World Resort in Florida. I was originally going to do 6, but I ended up at 10, and 1 honourable mention and 1 dishonourable mention. So, really it's 12. So here we go. So yeah, full disclosure, these are just my top 10 picks. They aren't as voted for by people or like a poll or anything. They're just mine. Just mine. The ones I really enjoy riding. So I've got them written down here on my sheet of paper for you. I know I've even planned this video, check me out. So, number 10 is the Kilimanjaro Safaris over in Animal Kingdom. Kilimanjaro Safaris is basically what exactly it says on the tin. You go on a safari, on an African safari in a theme park. It's crazy, and you see incredible animals. Hippos, lions, tigers. Don't see bears. Giraffes. Baobab trees. Hyenas, wild dogs, you see ostriches. I saw an ostrich for the first time last year. If you guys, what's great about the safari is no two safari rides are the same. So each time you ride, you'll see something slightly different, or something slightly different will happen. We had a giraffe cross right in front of our ride vehicle last year, which we never had before. And like I said, I saw an ostrich for the first time 2 years ago. So yeah, it's just, it's really cool, and you could, if you ride at different times of the day, you see different animals. If they say, if it's just rained, that is a great time to get on because all the animals come out after a rainstorm. But you have to be prepared that, you know, you might not see, the lions, for example, are really difficult to see. So you might not see lions, but you will most definitely probably see a giraffe. And elephants, you see a lot of elephants too. So yeah, that is over in Animal Kingdom. Fun fact about the safari. The whole safari track is bigger than Magic Kingdom. Yeah. I love Disney fun facts, so that's a fun fact for you. Okay, number 9 over in Magic Kingdom is the Jungle Cruise. Jungle Cruise is great fun. A fun fact about Kilimanjaro Safaris and the Jungle Cruise is that they, when Walt was designing the Jungle Cruise out in California, he wanted to use live animals, and they said, no, Walt, you can't use live animals, that isn't going to work. And so when they were designing Animal Kingdom, they built Kilimanjaro Safaris as in honour to Walt's vision of wanting to use live animals. That's a fun little fact for you. Jungle Cruise is great fun. It's a little ride and you go through the jungle. There are animatronics, but it doesn't take itself too seriously. It's quite a funny ride. They tell ridiculous jokes. They show you the 8th wonder of the world. And if, depending on who your skipper is, depending on what kind of ride you get, and depending on what kind of material you get, and I would highly recommend everybody ride that. But the queue for it is always like 2 hours, so I would recommend you guys get a fast pass for that. If you can get one for the Jungle Cruise. There's a Christmas overlay called Jingle Cruise, which I've never done because I've never been there for Christmas, but it's like Christmassy stuff, which apparently is also very good. Okay, number 8, going over to one of the water parks, which is Typhoon Lagoon, is Crush and Gusher over in Typhoon Lagoon. It's a bit like a water roller coaster. You sit in a rubber ring and you go over these bumps. Brilliant fun. You go really fast. You can go with your buddy, you can go by yourself. There's 3 different tracks you can choose. There's a fun little story behind it. Definitely recommend Crush and Gusher. Crush and Gusher always has a queue though, and you can't get a fast pass for it because it's a water park ride. But I would recommend you guys go and queue for it because it is absolutely brilliant. It's just fun. It's a fun little ride. And there's a lot of stairs though, so all the water parks have a lot of stairs, so be prepared to walk up and down stairs. Which I always struggle with, but brilliant. I actually prefer Typhoon Lagoon to Blizzard Beach. I don't know why, I always have, but Blizzard Beach has a better lazy river, so depending on what you want to do in your day, if you're only going to go to one water park, I would recommend you go to Typhoon Lagoon and you go and ride Crush and Gusher, because it's great. Number 7, my 7th favourite ride, staying in going back over to Animal Kingdom, is Expedition Everest. Expedition Everest is great fun. It's a roller coaster through Everest, and a Yeti is chasing you. There's forward bits, there's backward bits, they take you up a slope and then you go backwards down the slope. There's Yetis, there's ice, there's like wind blasts, there's disco lights. Highly brilliant fun. Love Expedition Everest. Number 6, staying in Animal Kingdom, Flight of Passage, which is the brand new one over in Pandora, is incredible. I'm not going to ruin it for you guys if you haven't ridden it, but it's a simulator and it feels like you're flying, and that's all I'm going to say on it. It's incredible. It's one of the best rides I've ever ridden in my entire life. It is definitely worth the like 300-minute wait, although if you can get a fast pass, get a fast pass. My recommendation for Flight of Passage is get one, book your fast passes 30 days before you go, and if you can book a Flight of Passage one, get it. Don't cancel it because you won't get another one. Very, very rarely can you get them on the day. But yeah, don't go out there and don't ride Flight of Passage. It is incredible. So yeah, but I'm not going to tell you what it is, just go and ride it and then you'll see what I'm talking about. Okay, number 5 is Tower of Terror over in Hollywood Studios. It's brilliant. Tower of Terror is such a good ride. You go in an elevator shaft and they drop you 13 floors. That is what happens, and it is just so much fun. There's a really elaborate backstory to it, which is great. The theming in the Tower of Terror is just second to none. I think it might be one of the best themed places in the entire resort. Just the people upstairs are here, can you hear them? Yeah, it's one of the best themed places in the entire resort, and the ride is fun. It's a little bit scary. Depending on who's in your car, you get a different ride. I mean, it's the same ride every time, but because it's randomised, so you don't know how many drops you're going to get. The doors open up so you can look out over the park, but you don't know how many times that's going to happen. We rode it once where they dropped us right away and we were not prepared for that. Usually they take you up and then they drop you. No, they just dropped us, which was just nuts. I was not prepared for that. Highly, highly recommend Tower of Terror. And unless you're there on a Saturday or like a holiday, like a national holiday, or like a holiday weekend, the queue isn't that bad for Tower of Terror. 30 minutes usually it peaks at. Fun little fact about the Tower of Terror: if the ride gets down to less than a 5-minute wait, they put 13 minutes for 13 floors. They also do that with Haunted Mansion as well, which just think's a fun little, little thing that Disney do. They don't have to do that, and it's just fun. What number are we on? 4. Number 4, my 4th favourite ride going over to Epcot for the first time is Test Track. Test Track is great fun. If you have kids and they like cars, go and ride Test Track. You get to build your own car and they test it. So you build your own car. I have it open on my screen so I can tell you what the tests are. So you build your own little sim car and they test it on #dyslexic problems. Compatibility, efficiency, responsiveness, and power. And they do lots of different, so they take you out, so you get in your vehicle and they take you out on a track. So you, they run you down a hill and there's a truck that comes at you and they brake, they test you on an icy road, they test your efficiency, then they shoot you out of these double doors and you hit like 80 miles an hour, you go around this track, you do like a 270-degree angle or something like that, 270-degree left turn, yeah, and they swing you around, they whip you back, it's very, very loud, they take your picture and it always comes out terrible. Brilliant fun. Yeah, if you have kids and you love cars, if you are a big kid and you love cars, go and ride this ride. It is so much fun, but the queues for Test Track can be insane. Just as a heads up, actually most of these rides are like huge queue rides. But yeah, I would definitely recommend you go and ride Test Track. It's really good. Although, so I love Test Track the way it is, but the original, not the original incarnation of Test Track, but the second incarnation of Test Track, you were a crash test dummy, and that was fun. I liked the fun idea to that. But in this one, you get to build your own car. So, swings and roundabouts. Things have to grow and change. So, you can still be nostalgic for these things, but what it is now is great. So my number 3 ride, staying at Epcot but hopping over to the other side of the park, is Soaring. Soaring around the world over in the Land Pavilion is great fun. It's another one of those rides where you feel like you're flying. So you sit in a hang glider and they like, it's like on a weird track, and they like lift you up, and you sit at the top of the theatre, and there's like a round screen, and it looks like you're flying, and like they move it like this, and they shoot smells at you, and you go to the Taj Mahal, you go over the African plains, you go to Fiji, you go loads of places. I can't think of any of them off the top of my head, but you go to like loads of different places. I think you go to San Francisco at one point. You definitely go over the Grand Canyon, and then they take you back to Epcot. It's great, and it's a ride everybody can ride. Doesn't I don't know if there's a height limit on Soaring. There probably is, but everybody can ride Soaring, and your whole family can ride, and it's just nice, and it's just fun. It's inside. The queue is inside, so it's all air conditioned. I recommend it. It's incredible. If it rains, the Soaring queue is insane. Actually, the Soaring queue is insane all the time. So definitely get a fast pass for Soaring. But it's such a nice, wholesome little ride that I would definitely recommend everybody ride. Don't skip Soaring. A lot of people skip Epcot. Epcot's an adult park. Go and ride Soaring. It'll change your mind. And Living with the Land, which is also over in the Land Pavilion, which is another good little ride. But yeah, go and ride Soaring. It'll change your mind that Epcot is an adult park. I mean, they have a Frozen ride. How adult can it be? We're getting off topic. Okay, my number 2. So for a while, this ride was my favourite ride of all time, and then we went last year, and I realised it's not. It's probably my second. So my second favourite ride of all time is the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. And you guys know I love Pirates of the Caribbean, the film, so it just works. Although so the film is based off the ride, and I've always loved the ride ever since I was a kid. I've liked the ride, so it just seems viable that I would also love the film. It's just brilliant. It's just a nice little boat. You sit in a boat and you go on a little ride, and you see pirates take over the town of Tortuga, which is what happens. There's a lot of funny scenes. They shoot smells at you. There's loads of animatronics to look at. It's just great. A lot of people got upset when they added in Captain Jack Sparrow and Captain Barbossa. But I mean, what are you gonna do? Kids that saw the movie are riding the ride like, where's Captain Jack? Where's Barbossa? So they had to put them in, and so people get really upset when Disney change things or they add new things. But here's the thing. Here's my perspective on it. So like I said about Test Track, the original, or the second incarnation of Test Track was great. You're a trash test dummy, but they changed it, and now it's better. And a lot of people don't think Pirates of the Caribbean was changed for the better, but Walt wanted, what Disneyland, I should say, to him was is a place that would always be growing, and it would always be changing, and it would never ever be finished. I think the quote is, the trees would always grow and Disneyland would grow with it. And you know, that's what they try and do, and they change stuff, and they build new things, and they take things away, and yeah, it sucks when they take things away, but that's what he wanted. And you know, they're trying to realise this incredible man's dream of what he wanted these things to be. And so when they do something that annoys me, or they change things that annoy me, I always think about that and think, well, you know, they might change that for the better. Did they always change things for the better? No. Is Frozen better? Absolutely not. I rode Frozen and it broke down. So no, absolutely not. Is Pirates of the Caribbean better with Jack in? I love Pirates of the Caribbean movies, so in my opinion, yes. Did they need to change the redhead scene? Probably not, but I like the scene, so it doesn't really bother me. They're building the Tron cycle ride in Magic Kingdom now. That looks amazing. I'm super excited for that. But I'm sure there are people out there who were annoyed about it because they've had to close the Speedway for a few weeks. You can't please all the people all of the time, but yeah, I always try and remember that that's what Walt wanted, and that's why we love it. So there we go. Where are we at? I lost my train of thought. Sorry, somebody phoned me and now I don't know what's going on. Number 1, okay. So my number 1, actually, we'll do 2 honourable mentions before I get to number 1. So first honourable mention is alien swirling saucers, which I only remembered when I pressed record on the video, which is why originally it's not worked into the system. Alien swirling saucers is like teacups, but much better. Teacups, the teacups are tiny, and if you have big legs like I do, they're very hard. It's hard to ride teacups. It's just, alien swirling saucers is much better. It's faster. The music is better. There's a really cool light show going on. Really, really good fun. It's really, really fun, and I would highly, highly recommend y'all ride Aliens Swirling Saucers over in Hollywood Studios. But it is one of the newer rides, so just be aware that the queue's going to be pretty long for that. Although I think we only queued an hour or so for it, so I don't think it was too bad. But yeah, I would recommend you guys go and ride Aliens Swirling Saucers, because it is brilliant fun. My dishonourable mention, so the ride I hate. Hate is a strong word, and that's why I'm using it, is Astro Orbiter over in Tomorrowland in Magic Kingdom. Don't at me, y'all. I hate it. I rode it once, didn't think my seatbelt was on tightly, didn't feel secure, didn't like it. It's the only time I've ever felt really unsecure on a ride. No. Will not ride it again. If you all want to ride it, that's your choice. No. It looks cool from a distance, but no. Nope, big nope. Will not ride Astro Orbiter again. Okay, and so my number one top spot of any ride in, I was going to say Universal Studios. We'll do a Universal Studios one. Why not? But not today. In Walt Disney World Studios, oh my goodness. In Walt Disney World Resort in Florida is Splash Mountain in Animal Kingdom. Oh, I love Splash Mountain. It's just great fun. It's basically a log flume on steroids. It's based on Song of the South, which is an old Disney movie, if you guys haven't seen it. I think I've seen it maybe twice. But it's just good fun. There's loads of things to look at. There's loads of animatronics. There's sort of 2 or 3 drops, but the biggest drop is like a 90-degree angle. Wet, and it is just fun. The music is fun. Great if you get in a car with people who have never ever ridden it before. That is hilarious, because they have absolutely no idea what they've let themselves in for. You ride it with veterans, it's great fun. They're quite small ride vehicles, so you're all in it together, and every time we ride it we end up with some hilarious people in our car. The pictures that you get at the end are always funny. Other people's are hilarious. Although the thing with Splash Mountain is, depending on who's in your vehicle, so one time we were in a ride vehicle with loads of kids and we didn't get that wet. Another time we were in a ride vehicle with loads of adults and we got soaked. So the heavier your car is, the wetter you seem to get. Maybe because you splash harder? I don't know. Great fun. Would definitely recommend. Queue for Splash Mountain can get up to like 300 minutes in the summer. So get a fast pass. But it's just so much fun, and I just enjoy it so much. We couldn't ride it in 2017, and when I found out I was so bummed. But yeah, I just ride Splash Mountain because it's great fun, and I would definitely highly recommend y'all all go and ride it. It's just brilliant, and you get some really, really cool views of the park. And it's actually, weirdly enough, one of the best places to watch the parade. We watched, not necessarily watch the parade, but we got on as the parade came past, and as we came down off the drop and round, we got such a good view of the parade float, so that was really cool. So if you can time that, do that. Yeah, so they are my top 10 Walt Disney World rides, in my opinion. Thanks for watching, and one dishonourable mention. Thanks for watching, like, subscribe, tell your friends, quite really. If you have kids, I definitely